Well, he's got a scan today at 10:30, so we're gonna wait for that. But it's a hamstring, and it's one of them, 4 to 6, you know. So, but we're gonna wait for a scan, and well, it wasn't like boom, you know, the big one, but it wasn't like a little one. So it's something in between. It's a couple of hours that we're gonna wait now, and then we're gonna see, and hopefully it's gonna be 3.5 weeks. Yeah.
With it being Andy, and with his history of injuries, do you have to be careful? Actually, I know you're saying it sort of tongue in cheek. Let's try and make it 3.5, but do you have to be careful not to try and push him back any quicker?
Yeah, okay, but it would be like that if it was knee. If it was his knee, it's a hamstring, and he had it once before with West Ham. I think in his first game for West Ham, which was like 3 years ago or whatever. So of course we're gonna be cautious, but to be fair, if it's, of course it's a big blow for us because he's back in shape and all that. He looked really sharp and basically fit. It's 3 weeks, and those 3.5 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever, it's not like they're doing nothing, you know what I mean? They're only resting for 1 week basically, or 10 days. So he'll be back soon, and he will not lose that much, you know. He's been training good for all this period, and he's going to be back.
Is there an importance for you and your staff to work with him mentally to ensure that injuries like this one don't bring him down, because he's had his injury problems before and he won't want to miss football? Nobody likes missing football. Do you have to try and keep him positive mentally?
Yeah, but he's a positive lad. He's a positive lad. Of course, he's got it for several reasons. He also felt that he's back and he was enjoying football and everything. But as I'm saying, you know, we don't have to make a kind of a big story in a negative way about this. Not even him, and that is the way how me and my staff are gonna approach this. It is 3 weeks. It's not the end of the world. I mean, if everything goes well, he'll be back very soon. So there's no reason to be negative. And to be fair, if it goes like we expect to go, he's gonna be back for a significant time of the season. He's gonna be back for last 10 to 15 games, basically, which is a lot of games. So he has enough time to make a huge impact on our game and on our season. Yeah.
If it were to be longer, would it have any impact on what you might do in the remainder of the transfer window? Because some people, fans might think, well, can we rely on him to be fit for the run-in?
Not a big time, like, no. I said it before, and it stays the same, that we are working in this transfer window also not. I mean, we didn't start work after he got injured. We were active in monitoring the situation and everything, and the situation stays the same. I said it before, and it's the same now. Only we are good. We are not panicking. We are confident and everything. Blah blah blah. We are well covered, quantity-wise, in all the positions in a team. And only if something really good comes, whether that's permanent or temporary, loan or whatever, then we're gonna act. But we don't need the numbers. No, we don't need the numbers. That's what we decided, and I think it's right.
And in terms of that mentality,
because we were already in that kind of situation, which is kind of unique, and to be fair, it's not very likely that it's going to happen. And we were doing good. So those players who didn't play a lot, when they got a chance, they were unbeaten, to be fair, and they were playing good and everything. So I want to give them credit, and I believe in them. So there's no really reason to do it.
And in terms of the mentality towards the transfer window, I wondered if part of you thinks, because the team is doing so well, and you are where you are in the league, in this great unbeaten run, you might think actually if we were to bring too many players in or do too much to change the squad, it might destabilise what we've already done that works well. Or on the other flip side, do you look at it and think, well, one or two little tweaks and we could be in the Champions League?
You are right. I mean, you said now two options and two philosophies and two kind of approach. I mean, there's no team in the world that can be improved. I mean, Barcelona is trying to buy a striker, and if there's a team in the world that doesn't need a striker, it's Barcelona. So every team in every situation can be improved with 1, 2, 3 or whatever players.
If they get a new one, then you can get Suarez over here.
Yeah, but like I said, you have to find a balance. Now we are in a situation that we might think that way, and we are, and we've been thinking that way. A part of us, of course, like we are doing well and everything. If we had 1 or 2 or whatever, we should be better. I mean, on the other hand, if you bring too many, that can damage the good atmosphere and situation in the club. So, like in everything in life, it's about the balance. So that's what I said. We are not looking for the numbers. If we find a quality one that is available for us, the guy wants to come to us, and then we can afford it. If that situation comes to like a possibility, then we're going to react. Yeah.
And on this unbeaten run, it's 8 games now. I think that's equal to the club's best unbeaten run in Premier League history. How much of a motivational factor is it to make it 9 and beyond?
Well, we don't need that to be motivated. I mean, it's a good thing. Of course, the players know it and they like it. Of course, they want to continue. But first of all, you are motivated enough with the Premier League, especially that is approaching February, and then it's kind of a not strange season, but very tight season, and we are playing good, and we are there, and we want to continue to look up the table, and that is also that situation with the history and all that. It's also it's only a little bit of bonus on that motivation thing. Thank you.
We've heard about Andy Carroll, Slaven. Any more team news updates?
Yeah, we have Victor Moses, for example. He started to train day before Bournemouth with the team, so he's available. He's training with us today. He's training tomorrow, and we're gonna see in which shape he is, considering the game that we had on Saturday. Sheku Kouyaté, he missed the game against Bournemouth. It was kind of half-half. He felt a little bit. He was on, let's say, 85% or whatever. Maybe he could have played, but also because he's a very physical player and he played basically all the games for us, we opted to rest him a little bit and to give him a few days time to come back on 100%, on which he is one of the best midfielders in the league, in my opinion. And Zarate, also he felt after the training before Bournemouth game, the day before, he was shooting some free kicks and all that, and then he felt a bit, but it was just a kind of a cramp. So he's also training today, and he should be fit for Saturday, and that's basically it. So there's Sacco, as you know, who is progressing really good. Lanzini, who is in the rehab, and Andy. Yeah. As far as I can remember. Yeah.
We saw Payet make a return. I know that you've got this new injury with Andy, but aside from that and Lanzini being out, a lot of the injured players are making a return. You talk about Victor Moses. Do you feel you've got through the toughest period and look at where you are, so now you can set the bar even higher?
Well, the bar is very high from the beginning of the season. I mean, we don't have, I told you so many times that we don't have that kind of a bar. Well, the only bar is to stay up in the league. That is the minimum one, you know. That is, but we are setting the bars, and the bar is more up and more down, week in, week out, depending on our performances and the result in the games. So basically, we are thinking only about the game on Saturday, and if we do good, if we get the results on Saturday, that bar's gonna stay where it is or goes even higher, you know, depending on the other teams as well. So it's not that we put the bar there and then we're approaching the games. Because of the result of the games, that bar is going a little bit up or down. We are pushing it with our performances and with our results. And that's the way how we are approaching the season.
Final one from me, Newcastle. You speak about improvements, and they're a side that are improving. Is that your assessment of them, an improving side?
Definitely. I mean, they had a slow start. It was a new team, new manager, new everything in the club, in a massive club that in recent seasons have those had those like slow starts or difficult seasons, and but now they improved. They are playing good. They have really good rooster. Have really great individuals, to say. Especially going forward, they have many options. You know, that they have quality. They have goals in them. They are very dangerous, and they played really good game. They made a great comeback against Man U. So they're on high, and I'm expecting really good and difficult game on a great stadium. So we are really looking forward for it.